right, you are welcome to another edition of your favorite sports program, Sports Arena on NUGS-CHINA Radio. The show is also live on the NUGS-CHINA page on YouTube. So you call a friend, call another friend. That Sports Arena is live on YouTube. You can, share the link to anyone, share the link on your WhatsApp stat, share the link on your various social media so that people can also join. Don't be selfish, share the link and tell someone that Nukes Sports is live on NUGS-CHINA Radio. Just as we've been doing every weekend. My name is Derek Apia, your host, and joining me today are Vincent in Team South Boski. Mr. Felix Mafo is also with us. And as the show progresses, we hope to have Kweku today, George, and Ofadakwa join us. Interestingly, it's not a boring weekend again. Football is back. Football is back. And when I say football, mainly people talk about EPL. The La Liga started last weekend. A couple of matches came off, but the English Premier League started last Friday with the defending champions Arsenal. With the defending champions Arsenal winning their home game against Coventry City, newcomers Coventry City, Frank Lampard's Coventry City. Yesterday, a lot of interesting games came off. Manchester United, the land time, should I say the land time case or the lunchtime surprise? Boski. Yeah, Boski.
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, I hope you are doing good, Boski.
By the grace of God, I'm doing well. What about you?
Oh, grace abounds. Felix.
Yeah, Derek.
Felix, I hope you're also doing good.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. We thank God. We thank God. I was asking whether to call it the lunchtime case or the lunchtime surprise in the Premier League.
Yeah, I would say yesterday was a surprise. I believe the surprise wasn't just the fact that Manchester United lost to for the first time to a promoted side. It was also surprising that Hull City played the way they did. They did. It was a lot. I know a lot of people would think Manchester United. But I believe most teams would suffer against the type of play that Hull City showed, or the type of intensity that Hull City showed in defense, especially. And then they executed their play to the best way possible. Yesterday was almost like they knew what to do. And then, just as their coach said after the match, he said they found the problems with Manchester United and they exploited it. They knew Manchester United could not break them down if they sit in a low block with five in the middle every point in time. And it was difficult for Manchester United. So I would say if you didn't watch the match and you heard the result, you think it was a surprise. But if you watched them, you would know that it was no fluke that they won yesterday.
Mm, interestingly. As I said, the Premier League is back. The Premier League is back. And as some people call it, land time surprise or land time case. Over the past years, whenever a big team is playing the opening game, Saturday land time, it mostly ends in a surprising scoreline. Mostly the underdogs win, or the smaller team in quotes wins. And the interesting part of this whole thing is that you see, the league champions or defending champions, Ateta said we should call them attacking champions. They won against a newly promoted side in Coventry City. A lot of United fans were saying, "Oh, it's just Coventry. It's just Coventry. It's just Coventry. It's just Coventry." And then United met Hull City, which is also a newly promoted side. But I don't want to talk much. Boski,
Derek.
did, did you miss the EPL?
Of course, every football fan missed the EPL, but the World Cup took care of us during the summer, and right now we have the various leagues back. Um, Even though the La Liga, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, which will also be starting soon, they are all back. The French League One, but the most anticipated league is the EPL, and it's back. Football is back. If EPL is back, football is back.
If EPL is back, football is back.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So that was not the only scoreline from yesterday's game. A lot of interesting scoreline from yesterday and today. The English Premier League continues. But before that, a lot of interesting news in the transfer market is also making waves. Ayub Buwadi has signed for Manchester City in a deal worth about 100 million euro, including add-ons. Ayub Buwadi. Boski,
Derek.
is it a panic buy, as some people have started describing it?
I wouldn't say so because some months back, right after the game against Brazil during the World Cup, that we heard the rumors that Manchester City and other top clubs are looking at this Moroccan
Mm-hmm.
team. Um, we all saw him during the World Cup. Those that follow the French League One knows the quality that he possesses and what he brings on board. I don't think it's a panic buy. I don't think it's a panic buy. Definitely, Manchester City needed reinforcements, um, and they've been linked to him for the past few weeks. It got to a time we all thought it was done. It was a done deal, but the deal stalled for whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason, and right now Manchester City have got their man. I don't think it's a panic buy in any means. They needed a midfield. They need midfielders, and they've got Buadi. Rodri is gone. Bernardo Silva also left, so definitely they were lightweight in the midfield, and they've got their long term target.
Okay, okay. Felix, a quick one on Ayub Buwadi to Manchester City. 100 million euros, just 18 years from the French league.
Yeah, just as Bosky said, I wouldn't say it was a panic buy. I wouldn't describe it as a panic buy since they've been at it for some time. My problem, like I've been saying since the transfer window opened, is the amount.
Mm-hmm.
The question would be, he is good, yeah, but how good is he? How good can he be? He's just 18 or 19 years of age.
18.
Okay, he's only had probably one good season,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going for 100 million euros, 95
Yes.
million euros plus 5 million add-on. That's where my
Hmm.
problem lies. I don't think Boadi, as good as he is, we saw him in the World Cup. I think we also saw him for Lille last year. He was good, but the truth is that I don't. He's good, but I don't believe he deserves that amount. It's too much for a kid and the type of experience he's only had for someone with just a season under his belt, one good season under his belt, to go for that price. I believe is too much. That's my opinion. It's too much, but I know he's going to be a good addition to the team. Hopefully, the amount wouldn't weigh heavy on him and then prevent him from doing what he does. Because normally, when kids go for this price, they tend to think that, okay, I have to prove something. If they have something to
Yeah.
prove, then they would have a lot of things on their shoulders or a lot of weight on their shoulders, and
Mm-hmm.
that can be problematic if the right type of help doesn't happen. If he comes in there, makes mistakes, and is unable to hit the ground running, it will actually work against him. So I'm hoping for the sake of his African roots, for the sake of Africa, him being one of the most expensive signings ever, and him being an African, I just hope that he just goes in there, hit the ground running, and then doesn't actually suffer or suffer the wrath of the EPL English journalists. They can attack you, especially if you cost that much. So I'm hoping that he hits the ground running and then he escapes the wrath of the English journalists. And if not even so, his coach or the team rallies behind him if he has any form of problems or anything in the beginning of his career.
Okay, okay. So still on Ayub Buwadi's signing, you know, Manchester City this season, they've lost a couple of experienced players. They've lost John Stones from defense. They've lost Bernardo Silva midfield. They've also lost Rodrigo Cascante. Yeah, and all these three players, I think they were part of the captains of Manchester City. Now, how is it going to affect or impact their new season under Enzo Maresca? And not forgetting, they've lost their main man, Pep Guardiola. How is it going to affect Enzo Maresca going into this new season?
Yeah, Derek, you see, I saw something. Manchester City versus Arsenal. I saw
Mhm.
something. There was this fear factor when Guardiola was Man City coach. I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched Arsenal play Manchester City a couple of times in Guardiola's time. Um, I wouldn't say Arsenal were scared, but you would agree that you didn't go into matches against Manchester City thinking that this match you are going to win, you are going to attack them, you are going to press them because of the Pep Guardiola factor. Now they have Maresca, and the very first match he played in the season, Arteta showed him that he's not scared of him. It's simple. Arteta showed him that he's not scared of him and beat him 3-0, solid 3-0. Like, it showed. And I believe that this season is going to be a very difficult season for Manchester City. I've seen what Maresca does. When Maresca went to Chelsea, if you remember, during some of our programs, if you remember, I said that when Maresca builds his team, he tends to build the team from the front to the back.
Mhm.
So attacking wise, he can build a very solid attacking team. But then they will be lacking in defense. Those problems came to bear against Arsenal. And we can see that against Arsenal, their defensive priorities was there to see. Everyone saw it. They had defensive problems. They couldn't actually press properly, like in the Pep Guardiola era. That's where I have a problem with. You were with Pep. You knew how Pep played. I don't know how you come and then you want to maybe change how the team play because you were his assistant coach once. You saw his philosophy. You just come, hit the ground running, follow in his philosophy, play the same way. But I didn't see the Pep imprint against Arsenal. Or maybe it was just because Manchester City's problems were there. They've had problems for 3 seasons, and they've been
Yeah.
able to paper the cracks with Pep Guardiola being their coach. Because a lot of coaches in the Premier League were scared of Pep Guardiola. They feared him. He is a good technical brain, and most coaches were scared of him. So when you are going to meet Manchester City, you were like, okay, I'm not going to defend. I'm going to defend. It's Pep. I'm going to defend. I'm going to let him have the ball as much as possible, and then I'm going to hit him on the counter. That's the thing. But this time, teams will go against Enzo Maresca, knowing his time at Chelsea didn't work as much as he wanted it to. And then he didn't get the best or a good enough start as Manchester City coach against Arsenal. He got beaten by 3-0. A match that most people thought would have been competitive. He said it himself. It wasn't a friendly. It would be a
Mhm.
competitive match.
Mhm.
But the
Yeah.
match
Before the game,
was
he said it.
nowhere close to competitive. It was all Arsenal. You know, how many times has this even happened in the Pep Guardiola era? They meet Arsenal, they meet a big team, and in the first minute they are conceding. Look at the goals that Arsenal scored. It was just like they were just toying with them at some point. So I believe the Pep Guardiola factor, the absence of Bernardo, the absence of Rodri, they've just sold Savinho. And then I asked myself, when Antoine Semenyo or Doku gets injured, who fills in the void? And then you are about selling Mamouche. You are about to sell Mamouche. Who covers? You see, when Arteta bought a couple of players, I think Carrick also bought a couple of midfielders. He got asked, how? Why buying all these players? And then Carrick said he's not buying them because he doesn't trust his team or those he has. He's buying those
Yes.
players because at some point in time in the season, injuries would come. And when those injuries come in, you need to have a good enough cover.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have good players who can cover those spaces when the injuries set in the course of the season. They don't have that. That's why when I see the predictions of people putting Manchester City second, putting Manchester City third this season, I laugh. The reason is that I believe the ways that they have sold this season has been excessive. They've sold excessively. It's been almost like a smaller team type of way of selling. You've sold your captain, you sold your vice captain, you are almost selling everyone in the team. Your coach has also left. Instead of keeping the team together, almost everyone is leaving too. And those players who are leaving are going to strip away the cover that they would have had or the cover that they have been having. Last season, we saw what injuries could do to the team, the Manchester City team. This season, we are seeing the same thing. Last season, we saw what injuries could do to Liverpool. This season, if the injuries set in, the type of season Liverpool had last season that placed them, I think, seventh or something in the log, Manchester City could be facing the same thing. One, your coach has left. No one actually is scared of the new one. No one is scared of Enzo Maresca. No one hears the name Enzo Maresca and goes, nah, I'm scared. I have to do this. No. Let's defend. No. If Arteta met him and was like, I don't care, I'm going to attack him and beat him and attack him and beat him, know that the next time Arteta meets him again, he's going to beat him. I'm not sure the Enzo, the Alonsos would also come in with fear in their hearts that they are coming to play Enzo Maresca, like they would have feared Pep Guardiola. So the problem is that you have no coach right now, or your coach has left. You have a coach who is not that proven. Teams will not be scared of him. And then you are also, in a way, building a team that would reduce the fear factor people had in Manchester City. Some time ago, when you looked at the Manchester City bench, it was fearful. It was just like everyone was scared. Everyone was scared. It was like you knew that the next person who comes on is almost as good as the one who is leaving the pitch. This season, they might not have that. In the absence of Rodri, who plays? Ayud Boadi. He's 18. This Premier League doesn't treat kids kindly. When he goes for 2 air balls, he would know what the league is all about. When the ball is flighted and he meets the big boys, he would know what the league is all about. So I believe that they would suffer. I don't think that the Manchester City team that I'm seeing would finish in the top 4 this season.
Oh,
It will be
okay.
very difficult for them. Yes, without Pep Guardiola and without the players they've lost, it will be very difficult for them. And I don't think teams will be scared of them. That's the thing. I don't think teams will be scared for them. And if it happens of them, and if it happens this season, I'm very sure by next season, they will be back to the Manchester City we knew in 2006, 2007.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think Ellen Haaland stays with this coach if they don't. It
Okay.
doesn't work.
All
No,
right.
if
All
it
right. All
doesn't
right.
work, if
Uh-huh.
it doesn't work, Haaland leaves because Haaland would want to go to a place where he continues winning.
Yes.
If
Yes.
Maresca is not winning enough, Haaland leaves. All the big players in there start leaving. And what happens? What happens is that Manchester City reverts to the old Manchester City and they would start to build again. Pep Guardiola was one of the main factors, main reasons that Manchester City is here right now. The main
Yeah.
reason that they are where they are right now is Pep Guardiola. There were seasons that we could see that no, they didn't have the players to compete, but they had a coach who could compete, who could get the players to work. Do they have the same thing now? And twice as much, they are losing almost all their most experienced players in the team. In Bernardo, in Rodri, 2 of the most experienced players in the team. They've left you. Now you are there with one very experienced center back, one very experienced goalkeeper, a left back and right back who don't actually know what they are doing because they are not actually left backs. Then you have a midfield full of people who are almost always inexperienced. You've sold Tijani Reinders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually. If you ask me right now, Derek, I don't think without Rodri, without Bernardo, I don't, and then without Rangers, I don't actually think who plays in those midfield positions, the 2-8 positions or the 6 and 8. Who plays there? That's the problem.
All right,
That's the
all
problem.
right. That
That's the
that is the
problem. So I think
problem.
it will be problematic for them this season.
Okay, okay, that is according to Felix. He thinks it's going to be a very difficult season for Enzo Maresca and his Manchester City boys going into the new season. Now, Kweku, today you are welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kweku, you can be heard.
All right. Thank you so much, Derek. It's good to be back once again.
Yeah,
Premier
yeah,
League is back. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's good to be back with Premier League, and we've been discussing some of the transfers that happened over the weekend. And just in, as I said, Ayub Wadi has joined Manchester City from Lee in a
100
deal worth
million.
100 million euros. And Ayub Wadi is not only is not the only midfielder that moved this weekend. Carlos Baleba, the
Yeah.
Cameroonian international, Baleba Baleba has also moved to Manchester United from Brighton and Hove Albion. Finally, Baleba, we all saw how United were desperate to sign Baleba last season, but Peter Bloom and his Brighton people, they were so stubborn. But Baleba has joined Manchester United from Brighton and Hove Albion. Yesterday, we watched United against Hull City. Well, who today?
Derek.
Were you surprised? United against All City. And it seems Baleba is the third central midfield signing that United have made this season. Mind you, they've lost Casemiro and they've also lost Manuel Ugarte to a long-term injury. And they've brought in Yuri Tielemans from Aston Villa. They've also brought in Andre Santos from Chelsea. And just yesterday, they concluded a signing of Carlos Baleba from Brighton and Hove Albion. Well,
Derek.
do you still think United would need additional men in the midfield going into next season, or the addition of Baleba is enough to seal or complete Manchester United's central midfield role going into, or into this season?
Well, you see, Derek, one, I think with regards to Baleba, I think
Hmm.
it's a very good deal for United. I'm not gonna lie. Do you understand it?
Okay.
He's one of the finest. Like we saw him last season and then last 2 seasons. I think the reason why I'm so happy for United is the fact that there was 100 million price tag on him last summer, just a
Yeah.
year ago. Drake.
Yeah.
United wanted him a year ago,
Hmm.
but due to Ineos and then their new transfer strategies, they do not want to be sanctioning such bids for such players. Slamming 100 million and 150 million for players. That is not the Ineos type of strategy. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So they couldn't sanction a deal for Carlos Baleba. Last season, injuries here and there, he couldn't really hit his form like he did the previous season. Do you understand it? Thereby, there was a bit of deflation. So um, good for United. They were able to they were able to get enough. Like, I think per today's market, I would say it's a very good deal. What 65 plus 5, 70 million for Baleba. Looking at the English inflation in the market, I think, and what 22, 21 years. This is just he's a fantastic player, and he is the kind of midfielder United need. He's the guy. He's the guy for the United midfield. When you look at the rest of the midfielders, look at Kobe Mainu, look at Yuri Tielemans, look at Bruno Fernandes, and who again? Kobe Mainu, yeah. They
Andre Santos.
Andre Santos, Carlos Baleba. He's the outlier in them in a sense that Carlos Baleba is he's a physical specimen. I watched this interview of Amadou Onana, Aston Villa's Amadou Onana,
Hmm.
about is it about a season or 2 seasons ago, and Derek, he was talking about Carlos Baleba, and I think that time he was about 19 or 20 years, and he was talking about his physique and how strong he was at that age. He said he was shocked. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of player United needs right now. They need that. They need that guy. That yes, the other ones are very technical. Kobe Menu is technical. Yuri Telemann is very technical. You need Baleba in front of the defense. Do you understand it? As the bulldozer. It's rather unfortunate. He's a little bit short. If he was a bit, let's say 6 feet and above, he would have been overly perfect for the team. But even with this height, he's still good. He's still very good. And is he, Derek? I don't
Mhm.
know if you watched the interview between Rio Ferdinand and Yuri Telemans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did. I've seen
And
that interview.
you've seen that interview, right?
Yes.
And there was a part of the interview that caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, why do we do preseason? The main importance of preseason is to get the players to the optimal fitness level. Am I right?
Yeah, that's it.
That is the main reason for preseason. And that is the reason why preseason games, the coaches shuffle the teams, make sure that about 30 or 40 players, everybody gets the chance to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because during preseason, nobody cares about the results. Nobody cares about us winning this amount of goals. Nobody cares about that. What the most important thing is getting the players ready for the season, especially in England where you are playing for all competitions. You need your players as fit as possible. And in that interview, there was something that caught my attention. At the point, I think Telemans was talking about their 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 training sessions and training methods, where he mentioned
Yeah.
that
Mostly
most
ball work.
all work. And Rio asked him, well, like, what about running? It's like, oh, the running is not that much. It's mostly ball work. And you could see the surprise on Rio's face. Do you understand, Derek?
Yeah.
He was so surprised. Like, what do you mean by you don't run that much? Like, yo, this is modern day football. If you don't run, you can't play. You can't compete. Do you understand? What do you mean by it's mostly ball? Even him telling us, I'm pretty sure when he came to find out that this is what is going on, he himself, I'm pretty sure he was quite surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was evident, Derek. They just couldn't compete when it comes to the physical level of the game against the whole guys. And mind you, this is a whole team who was without 7 or 8 players. That is the most shocking part. Yes, people will say that, oh, because United lost, that is why we are coming up with it. No, this is an interview where a player, a new lad, a new player of the team made mention that it's mostly ball work. And this is the start of the season where you need your players as fit as possible. Very soon the season will be coming thick and thin. Every three days you'll be playing. And this is a United side with quite quite a number of injury prone players. We have Lisandro. We can name a few. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think this is something Carrick needs to look at. The physical aspect of the game, it's super important. You can be as technical, you can be as good as whatever, but if your physical level is not up there, forget it, Derek. How
Mm.
do you com- how do you compete with the other clubs when you are playing 3 games in 3 games? I'm sorry, 3 4 days. You can't come. You play on Wednesday, you play Saturday lunchtime, you play Thursday, you play Sunday afternoon. Like, and United squad is still 10. Derek, do you
Oh,
understand
but
it?
why is you?
I think
Because
so.
because because with the addition of Carlos Baleba, some of them are saying that their midfield is even greater than Barca. Now, those of you watching this on YouTube, we just copied this image from the internet, and this United central midfield options at the moment: Yuri Telema, Carlos Baleba, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Menu, and Andre Santos. They are saying that it's greater than that of Barca's midfield. So
Oh, that Derek,
why are you
that
telling
is
me that their squad is still thin? In which
like
area?
let me be specific, Derek.
Uh huh.
Now, let me get down to specifics.
Okay.
Um, who who deputizes for Diego Dalot?
Naswa Mazuari.
Mazuari. All
Yeah.
right. Who are their main centre backs? Like United's go to 4 and 5.
Harry
Like
Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. Aiden Heaven is also making, a case, a strong one. So
right.
wait, their centre back options.
It's
Okay,
like telling me
there
that
is
Jogo.
Kweku today. Kweku.
Mhm,
With their centre back options, with their right
mhm.
centre back, they have Maguire and Lenny Yoru over there. Left centre
Okay,
back options, there is Lisandro Martinez and Aiden Heaven. Four solid
okay.
centre backs. Bosky, I can see you smiling over there.
Bosky.
Well, you are going to St. James. Oh.
No, Bosky. No,
Yes,
Bosky.
no,
okay.
no one is
Thank
talking
you.
about
No,
who is
Bosky.
going somewhere.
Is it Bosky?
Yeah,
Derek, I
yeah.
have a
Yes.
question I have a question for Bosky, Derek.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Bosky, looking at United centre back options, don't you think you need another centre back?
Do you? Because you have four solid centre backs, as I just mentioned.
Derek,
We, we, we
they
have
don't have four solid.
No, they
Lisandro
have.
cannot even play half of the matches of the season. Mark my words.
the tennis,
Uh-huh.
our main pair, like Licha and Delect,
Yes. Uh-huh.
are grown. We don't know where
No,
Delect
no.
is
So, so,
coming
so you, Bosky, wait.
who's
Who are your
here now.
first centre back options? Licha and Maguire.
No, our first our main option is
Mm-hmm.
Delect
I
Licha.
even forgot the late.
They are the main options, But
Mm-hmm.
we've not seen Delect in almost a year now. Martinez is on and off when he's on the field,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
But is he available? That's the question. Is he going to be available? And right now we have Aiden Heaven, who has shown that he's going to be available throughout the season. He's still a young lad developing his game. We have Maguire, who is old. Maguire is old. And we have Euro, who has shown that he can't be consistent. He's also young. He's still developing his game. But for the past 2 years, it has been inconsistencies. So one way or the other, I've seen people commenting that we need a center back. I've seen pundits saying that we need a center back. Definitely, if you are weighing or you are looking at all these scenarios, then it means we need a center back. But
Very
what
true.
is the priority of Manchester United now? Would we like to sign a center back over a left back? Most fans will say no, because we don't have the funds to buy a lot of players right now. We even struggle to get three midfielders in, knowing very well that we need three midfielders this summer. And look at how late it got us for us to sign Baleba. We've been talking about Lewis Hall for the past 2 months, nothing tangible. We've been linked to Raum, one lad from Racing Santander, and all that. We need a left back. That's the priority. We need a left back over a centre back. So for me, we need to sign a left back as soon as possible. Luke Shaw can't play um, 2 matches in a week. We can't count on Luke Shaw to play 2 matches in a week. And Dogu, I don't even know his position. I don't even know the position
I
of
don't
Dogu.
even know its position.
He is not a left winger. That has to stop. I don't know why Michael Carrick is also fixated on playing Dogu as a left winger. He is not a left winger. It's either he plays as a left back or they find a new position for him. But I don't want to see him on the attacking flanks, whether left or right. He's not an attacking winger. Yeah. Kwaku, sorry, you can continue.
No problem, Bosky. You see, Derek, you see, Bosky, the current United team, yeah. I still in as much as well you can talk of the midfield being stuck now, especially with the sign of Baleba. The attack too, I think the attack too is good. You have Cunha, you have Mbuemo, you have Diallo, you have Sesko, you have Rashford too. I think that the attack is very okay. The attack is very okay. Well, prior to the start of the preseason, I wasn't expecting Rashford to still be in United, but it looks like Carrick has given him a chance, and then hopefully he shows up and then perform to the highest level. That is only if he wants and he can. That is just that. And with Patrick Dogu and Luke Shaw,
Mm-hmm.
yes, United lead. They need a left back. They need a centre back, Derek. Like these two positions are very, very important. But Maguire, who Aiden Heaven is good, but then is he really that your guy? Yeah, he's supposed to be there to make up the squad. Where because you're playing four competitions, you need guys like Aiden Heaven, Matthias Delate, where you be playing Carabao, FA Cup, and all that. You need them there. But then you don't need Aiden Heaven to be your starter.
Okay.
Aiden Heaven cannot be a starter. No, like Matthias Delate cannot be a starter.
Hey, go
I
today.
I don't even know what happened to that guy. He has been now
Koku
for what?
today. Koku today. Koku today.
Go.
Felix,
Please,
Uh-huh.
please, please, please. If Matthias Delete cannot be a starter, then
Mm-hmm.
your other centre back in Liverpool cannot be a starter too.
Okay.
Let's be realistic. He's been injured for some time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk about injuries. You can talk about the fact that Manchester United cannot actually rely on him to stay fit for the entirety of the season. But you cannot say that when Matthias
is it?
Delete is fit, he's
Yes.
not top 10 centre backs in the world.
Is it
You
Derek?
cannot.
Yeah, go.
Even
Last
right
season when
right
he
from
played,
Diaz days, he has
last
been one
season
he has been one of the most overrated centre backs. Like
no,
in
no, no,
my
no, no.
opinion.
No, no, no. He wasn't. He was never overrated. Let's be realistic here. He's good. Even last season when Manchester United played, when he played before his back injury set in, he was one of the best centre backs in the league. Let's not forget that. You can't say we can say a lot of things. We can say I I think I when you said that Manchester United squad is thin, it's thin. Like it was some to hear that a team that has almost let's talk about centre backs. Manchester United has Harry Maguire, has a World Cup winning centre back, a World Cup finalist, right? Centre back in Martinez. He has kids.
Felix Martinez is injury
What?
prone.
Oh, that's what your
Is he?
reason should be.
He
If the
is
reason is
good
that
when it comes to quality. Like he's good. He's
yes,
a
so they have quality players.
on his
Only
day
thing
when
is they
he's
need to
fit.
keep them fit.
On
That's the
any
thing.
day when he's fit, he's your man.
Yes.
But then there's a question with regards to his fitness. That is a problem.
So that doesn't make the squad as thin as you want to make it out to be.
Is he?
The Manchester United squad is actually, if you are telling me in the Premier League, if you are asking me, I might say, apart from Arsenal, Manchester United squad might be one of the most tagged teams in the league.
Okay.
Position wise, you can bring any team and let's talk about that.
All right.
Position
So
wise,
as we are discussing Manchester United squad, there is Manchester United squad at the moment. Okay, registered official players for Manchester United. Lamens, Dalot, Mazuari, Delate, Maguire, Martinez, Mount, Bruno, Rashford, Cunha, Zegzi, Dalot, Dogu, Yoro, Ahmad, Santos, Kwegu. You can go through the
Derek,
squad and make your arguments whether you still
is he?
think
Is
it's
he?
thing.
What I'm saying is that when I say the United squad is thin, I came down to specifics.
Okay.
Do you understand it? Now, I made mention of the center back. You can tell me that yeah, they have about 4 or 5 or 6 players as
Mm-hmm.
center back options. I get that. But the question here is Maguire. You have like Bosky said, you have Lisandro is a very fine defender on his day. But the question is, can he even play 30 games a season? That is the first thing. Now you have who? Edin Heaven. Ah, come on, Edin Heaven. This is Manchester United we are talking about.
Hmm.
Guys, now the Man United has it really fallen that short? No, come on. Edin Heaven. And who again? Lenny Euro. Yes, he's young and he's very. I think he's good with time. He's going to come good. Do you understand it? You have Lenny Euro. You have who again? Matthias Delay, who has been out for almost a year. I mean, he's somebody. In my opinion, I think he has been overrated since his Ajax days. He went to
Mm.
Juventus. We saw him. He went to Bayern Munich. We saw him. Do you understand it, boss, Derek?
Okay.
Before United, we saw him. He even in the Bundes. We are talking about Bundesliga. Oh. I went to man survival Bundesliga in the Moody and I said the league ben a bit my bono.
Hmm.
But then yeah, he last season, like they said, he had but before the injury he was playing well. Obviously, I don't blame them. That is their standard. So it's like in the midst of blind people, that why the one-eyed man becomes what
The
become
king.
become the best available option. Do you understand it, Derek?
Felix is laughing. All right, Kweku, hold on. I'll come back to you, Kweku, today. But quickly, let us go through some of the transfer news that are still making waves around the globe. Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia. Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia. They are pursuing a deal to sign Arsenal's winger Gabi Martinelli is of interest of Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. And as we know, Martinelli was left out of Arteta's squad against Manchester City in the competition last weekend at the Principality in Cardiff. And last Friday, too, at the Emirates, Martinelli was left out of the squad. The new information is that negotiations have begun between Al Hilal and Arsenal. And Arsenal are holding on for a fee of about £60 million for the Brazilian winger. Al Hilal are also monitoring English striker Oli Watkins. Aston Villa's game today, Oli Watkins has been left out of the Monday squad, and it has fueled more rumors that Oli Watkins is a subject out of the Villa Park this summer transfer window. And as Aston Villa keeps selling, they keep replacing. Leon Goretzka has also joined Aston Villa on a free transfer from Bayern Munich. Leon Goretzka joins Villa from Bayern Munich. And as we said earlier, Carlos Baleba to Manchester United is done, and Ayub Boadi to Manchester City is also done. Arsenal are still pushing to sign Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid after Alvarez has failed, to turn up for match days. Diego Simeone has been defending him that he's not fully fit for match days, but we all know it's about the transfer. He wants to move to Barca, and the latest, I think this weekend, it came out that he doesn't fancy a move to England because he thinks his family or his close people cannot join him due to some visa restrictions in England. That is why he's not currently considering a move to Arsenal. But now that the Barca deal looks all but off from the table, Atletico Madrid may be forced to sell to Arsenal or any other club outside La Liga should Alvarez continue with his decision not to stay at the club. Quickly, let us go through some of the matches that came off yesterday and today in the English Premier League. Hull City won 2-0 against Manchester United. Everton at the Hill Dickinson Stadium also won 2-0 against Crystal Palace. Ipswich Newcomers won 2-1 against Sunderland. Nottingham Forest lost to Leeds 1-0. Brentford won against Tottenham 3-0. You come to Tottenham, you are going to talk about Tottenham or space. After the amount of money that they've spent and they are still losing to Brentford, I think it's something that we should be talking about. And today, Brighton against Aston Villa. Brighton has just gotten the first goal against Aston Villa at the Ames. Brighton 1, Aston Villa 0. Manchester City are playing against Bournemouth 0-0. And later today, the last match of the game will be Newcastle against Liverpool. So let us go into the matches before we come to the La Liga and other news. Bosky,
Derek.
yeah, Ahila wants to sign Martinelli and Oli Watkins.
Um, For Aston Villa, I don't really know what has been happening there for the past 2 3 years. They
Hmm.
keep selling to balance their books. They keep selling to balance their books. Um, Oli Watkins, fine player, one of my favorite English players, but I don't think they have to sell him. But if they have to sell him to balance their books, fair enough. But for Aston Villa, he's been one of their best players for the past 4 years. He has been consistent for them. Anytime he plays, um, he delivers season in, season out. He has been delivering for Aston Villa. I think with his age, he can still give them 2 seasons. But
Yes.
if they need to sell to balance their books, fair enough. For Arsenal and Martinelli, Martinelli was their golden boy, darling boy. 5 seasons ago, the
Yes.
whole world was rocking with him. Like it's Martinelli, when he got that ball off Kante and scored
Hmm.
that goal at coverage, like the world was under his feet. But we don't know what happened for the past 2 seasons. It seems
But
that
yeah,
he's
I think we all know what happened. We all know what happened to Martinelli. Martinelli has not been the Martinelli, as you said earlier on, for the past 2 seasons. He said Arteta and Arsenal have been gracious enough to Martinelli. Truth be told, a couple of years
Hey.
ago, a couple no no Kweku today. Let us be honest. Martinelli is one of my favorites. Okay, but I was telling of Adakwa off air that Martinelli has not, been helpful himself because it's been 2 seasons running that Arsenal have been looking for a player to sign for the left wing role. 2 seasons, and with those 2 seasons, Martinelli has shown no sign of improvement. It's only fair to say that the team has outgrown past Martinelli at this stage. So the best thing for him to do is to move. It hurts. It hurts to see him go though, but then you know that comes with having a big squad or you know high competition, or if you want to raise your level. Definitely, some of your favorites are going to leave. This is not the first time that one of the favorites are going to leave, and it's not going to be uh, the last time. With us now, we've seen players, you know, fans' favorites like Emily Smith Rowe, who was a darling boy at a point in time. He left. Okay, Aaron Ramsdale just recently he left. Even though these guys, help when they came, they help improve Arsenal. But at the moment, Arsenal has gone past the stage of Gabriel Martinelli. That is the truth. You cannot deny his work ethics, among other things. But if you want to compete at the highest level, Martinelli has been given chance and chance and chance, but he has not been able to improve. Boss Quebec said, "Wapin, the born wapin." He's just 25 years, but wapin, it means make a home be. It means make a home be. If
yeah.
Martinelli was performing or he had improved on his performances, I don't think Arsenal would have been rushing to sign a left winger for the past 2 seasons. For the past 2 seasons, every time Arsenal is being linked with a left winger. So it should tell you something. And Arteta wants to do something new at the left wing position. My only issue is how he's being treated in a way. Making mad day squad among other things. But I'm not trying to do any comparison. Chelsea and Kiaju Jason Obakrama was starting in training that. Chelsea Nanka almost on Wanka by this time. One Abidjani. What is it? Liam Delap is there, but they are doing the normal now. Major Pedro. Nicholas
Oh my
Jackson and back.
god.
Tossing at their by your name crying training CCA. What do I say? So Martinelli is about time he moves on. We also saw Christoph Solis, solid player against Coventry. So with Martinelli, Woski, he was once a darling boy, but as Arteta said, everything also has an end. Every good thing has to come to an end. So it's about time that Martinelli, he moves on. Our personal love for him to stay because of some sort of affection that I have for him as a player. But building a strong squad goes beyond, affections and emotions. Sometimes you have to make the harsh and the most difficult decisions. And this time
But Derek,
around, it's Martinelli that has been affected. Kweku,
okay, he can no longer be the type of Wenger Arsenal want or expect him to be, right?
yes, yes.
I still think there is still a player in Martinelli.
You can come and sign him. You guys are looking for a left winger.
No, I wouldn't even want him as my left winger. I still think he can be transformed into a number 9 type, you know.
that
There
that
is a
is
player there's a
that,
player in there,
that
Derek.
is one thing. That is one thing. He can be transformed into a number 9 because of
I
his
think
movements
Ateta needs
and
to
his
try. He needs to
shooting,
try
among
him
other
out.
things. But it's not a time for us to try him out. This is not trial season. We are not building. You know, if you watch that Man City documentary, okay,
Yeah, yeah. I watched it. I
they were
watched
talking
it.
about it. I don't know whether you heard that part. They said Arsenal are not trying to build a team. They are building to win now.
Yeah,
So it's
they,
not
they,
the
they,
time
they
for us
spoke
to
about the age groups and then how they
exactly.
sign players.
If that was to be 4 5 years ago, we could have taken that risk to try him as the center forward position. But that's not the time. You want to defend the Premier League title. You want to win the Champions League. You don't try Martinelli at this crucial time. You get it. So you should go with
But then
cash on 60 million. It's
is
not
he
bad.
willing to go to Al Hilal? That is
At the
also another
moment,
question.
David Austin just reported that he's now willing to move to Saudi. He rejected Turkey,
I don't
but
know
he's
why
willing
he
to move to Saudi.
Al Hilal, pa. Hey,
don't know why
Charlie.
he rejected Galatasaray because we are still going to be in Europe
You understand?
things. So why would you reject Galatasaray and
And
you are not going
Galatasaray
to
to
get
do, they'll give
time
you
in
the money to
Arsenal?
those Turkish guys.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you're
no.
not going to get time at Arsenal.
I actually think that it's
Uh-huh.
not because of him not wanting to go to Galatasaray. He doesn't want to move. It's simple.
He doesn't want to leave Arsenal. That's the whole thing.
Listen, this is more like staying with a girl, right?
Uh-huh.
What can I manaba or buy?
Uh-huh.
No, like I said, what you saying China or for no who is there. That's what, and then that's what Arsenal are doing right now. And I like the fact that Derek pointed out the treatment they are giving. Listen, he has served Arsenal when you
Oh
had
yeah,
nothing. He
yeah.
served.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forget about him not being the type of player you want. He's been good when you needed him. Last season, you can't take away his goals and then think that Arsenal will win the league.
He scored one goal in the league though.
Yeah, but there were times, listen, there were times that some of the things that he did for the team, listen, if you want a player to leave your team, you don't go about it the way you're doing. You need money. It's true. You bought a lot. You need money to balance certain things. But you don't go and then tell a player who has been with you through thick and thin and then tell him that, oh, I want you to leave. Whether you like it or yes, accept this and then leave. And then you
No,
leave him out of match day squads just to prove a point.
no, Felix.
Right?
Sorry to just come in, but then
No problem.
I think the whole thing is that Martinelli was communicated before the summer. He was communicated to before the summer that Arsenal would love to move him on because he has a year left on his contract with an option of another one from the club. And with a player, if you have a year left on your contract and your club has not opened any, sort of negotiations with you for contract renewal, it tells you one thing that they want you out. And from Arteta's interview, he's pointed it out that they've had some of the most difficult conversations. But I think Martinelli is also trying to be like, I still think I can be of value, so I want to stay and fight. That is the whole thing. In as much as he has been communicated to that he should leave the club or find a new club, he still thinks that he can offer something. So he would prefer to stay and fight for his position. He doesn't as an Kano. As for Bano na Bobrana, na he said one will say, Sakura Bashi, Scaba to be so free for Echo Chelsea. One who is still a bit my the Chelsea for near Mount and see for Cotoconesa. What does it? But you're so
No, they.
he's failing to accept the reality. That is the whole thing. Because I don't think they will do that, without proper communication behind the scenes. I doubt. Both he and Gabriel Jesus, On one and hear me, excuse me. Napo Napoli aba. Also on Napoli.
And his wages to Charlie,
That is,
it's not the child's play.
you see, he has also rejected Turkey and Napoli. I don't know whether he's waiting for Barca. I think Barca are still in the search for a center for, so maybe they'll come for Gabriel Jesus as the window
But
progresses.
sometimes, Derek, I think the main problem deals with the fact that players like that will think you are only moving me on because now you think that you are successful. You think that your ambitions have outgrown a player like me. You get my point. They want to move. Sometimes they want to move on their own terms, not on the fact that the team wants them out. They want to move on their own terms, and so it's like when at a point at Manchester United, when we had I think we had Van Gaal in there who was trying to move certain players on. He moved them on too quickly, and it ended up affecting Manchester United. Every time that
Uh-huh.
I think about the slump that Manchester United have been going through for years, I think about those decisions that was made, moving players on, bringing in youngsters who do not have sorry the experience. Do you understand? We did it in the past and it was bad. And then when those players move on, normally they leave with some sort of bad blood between themselves and the team. And that's not a way to actually go about things. I believe, just as you said, conversations have been held
Yeah.
for maybe Martinelli for Jesus,
Mhm.
right?
He's refusing to move. Yeah.
Yes, they have maybe the conversations were that we don't need you here anymore. For a player who've been in a team for such a long time, he would feel like he belongs there. He would feel like I belong here. Give me the chance to prove myself once more. Right? But the next conversations should be the most important conversations. That one should be, oh, we know that you need to be here, but at this time, maybe the team needs money. We have a lot of players, your playing time might be restricted. You need to go to a place where you would play. So that's it. It should be on like that. But then to go to the extent that in match day squads, you just simply tell him, we can't put you in the match day squad. And the reason is that we want to force you out of the team. That's not the way to go. I believe Arsenal can. I know Arsenal as a classic team.
Yeah, that's why.
Arsenal,
Yeah. Kweku, sorry, once again. As I
yeah,
said, Chelsea and Kabadis Namka only can train you.
yeah, Arsenal, yeah, a team of class, right?
Because if you watch
Arsenal,
Arteta's interview, he said it that it should be something that will help both the club and you, the player, your career.
yeah.
You get it?
So, yeah. Well, Arsenal, a class. Like when you're looking at those teams with class, top teams, I'll pick Arsenal because the way they do their things, the way they manage their affairs, they show you
Yeah.
that yes, they do everything with class. That is
Mhm.
something. If I am Liam Delap and Chelsea comes up, takes my jersey because they think I'm not doing well, you take my jersey. No one is actually coming in for Liam Delap. So what are you doing? Are you trying to tell him to sit on the bench, don't come and play? Those type of things, go and play with the academy. They did the same thing with Axel Disasi, and a couple of
Raheem
players last
Sterling.
season when they actually needed defenders. So that's not class to me. If you have a player that you signed a contract with, at least when you need to move them on, let it be classy. Let it be in an agreement type of form. Let them accept to move on. Don't forcibly or don't force them out of the door. Don't just force them out of the door and shove the door behind them to actually prove that Okrawa had nothing here or that. So it's bad.
Hmm.
That's just why I think Arsenal should be classy about the whole thing. The transfer window is not ending anytime soon. They can just ease him out of the team little by little. I believe that
And,
Martinelli, if he accepts that the
okay.
team does not need me now anymore, he would know what to
Okay.
do.
So Felix, how do you suggest Arsenal becomes classy about this whole thing? How can Arsenal be classy and move him out? If
For,
not, no, leaving him out of Monday squad is a statement on his own. And as I said, he's been
it's
communicated
too
to
harsh
that
of
you
a
will not be
statement.
needed this season. So find a place to move for the sake of your career. Okay. Me yesterday, I was telling someone that maybe he could have made the bench but you don't use
Yes.
him. Yeah, you can make him like he can come on the bench, but you don't use him. But I'm so about to remind it.
No. No. Derek, you see, the class thing I'm talking about is the fact that
Hey,
Arsenal, just
yeah,
as you just said, put him on a
mhm,
bench.
yeah,
Let him
yeah.
know that even when I'm making stops, I'll not call you. You
Mm-hmm.
are there. I'm calling. If you, Martinelli, you are there, and I'm calling Madueke to come and play in your position, knowing that he can't play it. Then you should know that you are not wanted. That is a
Yeah,
classy way of doing the whole thing. But if you
sure.
tell him, I don't even need you here, don't even come, oh, Charlie, and then you put
Now,
academy boys on
now
the.
okay. What about Gabriel Jesus? That's will be an count on the Martinelli inquiry, and I say you young.
Charlie. You
You see,
see,
Gabriel
for
Jesus is
Gabriel,
not wanted. You said that Napoli wanted Gabriel Jesus. I don't know how they wanted, and his salary is also a problem.
That
yeah,
is one thing. So you
Who-
see,
you can't
Napoli,
have
is
anybody
Napoli
of
willing to
250
pay?
to 300. Hey,
Is Napoli willing to pay 350,000
Italian
pounds a
club.
week?
I think he's on 250. 250.
250.
Yeah.
Like, if
How many
Napoli,
players in
are they
Italy? How
willing to
many
pay?
players in Italy now? How
So
many
so you
players in
see,
Italy are on 250?
so for the sake of his career, if he really
Uh-huh.
wants to continue playing, unless he has given up on football, he just wants the money. But if he really thinks about his career, he should just move Napoli 5 million euros a year. Don't want it. But is it the
You
Shrek
should go to
football
Saudi.
to do?
You
Napoli
Because
is
see,
just a
Derek,
waste of
sometimes,
time.
sometimes I wonder why players even do that. If I was a professional player and I'm
uh-huh,
Martinelli, and you
uh-huh.
decide it's either you go or you sit on the bench, me, I will not go. I'll sit on the bench. My contract ends next year. I
Yeah,
sit on the bench for
180k.
1 year. I would, yeah,
180k.
I go and then take my sign-on fee and then enjoy the thing. Listen, Arsenal should be classy about it. I
But
believe
you'll
there
be
are other
rusty.
ways. Yeah, I believe there are other ways to ease him out without actually making him feel unwanted.
That is the whole thing. It personally hurts me though. But you see, when he was on form, when Martinelli was signed the contract last 4 years, that was Martinelli. We gave him 180k last 4 years, Felix. Gabriel Martinelli. So it means we appreciated him then. And now we are saying that Charlie, it's been 4 years. Omodi Modi be meka waka.
Wakɔ nhoma no koraa yi na yɛbɛte so.
What has he? I don't know what say. He has not helped himself for 2 years. 2 years, Martinelli has been, below par. If he had, helped himself, wouldn't be, looking for another left winger. And Christoph Solis just came yesterday. Look at what he's doing. So I like him as a player, his commitment, his loyalty, his dedication, and everything. But football at times it has to go beyond emotions.
Charlie. And
Yeah, you
Arsenal
understand.
penny.
That is
I
it.
told you the last time, Arsenal fans got angry. They are becoming overly
Oh
ambitious, like they are
no,
that these
Felix,
people.
Felix.
Hey,
Nah,
These
Charlie,
are some of
Charlie,
the
Charlie.
perks that comes with you growing. It happens.
okay,
You make some of the harsh
okay,
decisions. I made mention of Smith Rowe.
yeah.
When Smith Rowe broke
Oh,
out,
okay.
he
Yeah, I
was one of
remember Smith Rowe.
fans'
But
favorites.
okay, for Smith Rowe, Derek, he was injury prone.
What about Ramsdale? I was personally against the signing of Raya to replace Ramsdale because I thought at that time Ramsdale was up there. He was a top goalkeeper, but we thought that for the level that Arsenal wants to go to, Ramsdale is the best fit. Sorry, Raya. And Raya came in. We've seen what Raya has done over the years. So sometimes the harsh decisions may tend to be the best ones. It may not also work out. It doesn't, work all the way. But
Felix.
definitely those harsh decisions are to be made. Bosky.
Yeah, they are the third best team in the world, though, so let them feel fly.
Oh no. Let's not
No,
go
no,
there.
third
No,
best.
no, no.
Who
See,
is first
see,
and who is second? I
see.
think
PSG,
Arsenal has
PSG,
ended. They could be
And
second best after PSG.
I think PSG
That's
and
it.
Bayern are
Arteta,
best.
I just no, I don't think Bayern are not playing in a competitive league. They come to Europe, they are not able to compete as Arsenal does. I can actually say that PSG is the best team in the world right now, but I'll put Arsenal second. They've done well. That's something. And every season, you look at Arteta. This season, I was looking at, you see the managers' interviews, right? When they interview the
Mhm.
managers, they mention their names, they mention their clubs. And I
yeah,
was
is it
looking at
defending
Arteta when he
champions?
came. Yeah, I'm the manager of the champions. And then they ask him, will he remain like that? Yes, it will remain like that, and then he walks off. He's getting some swagger about him too. So I believe yeah, I get the Arsenal thing. I think Yes, but you should be classy about it. That's the only thing.
Oh, that is the whole thing. That's the only thing because you see, when
Manchester
it
City
comes to
just conceded the first goal.
when it comes to footballers and clubs, these things happen. A couple of years ago, Arsenal go to France, pick Guy Clichy from a lower, team, groom him. He becomes a top player. He be like, my ambition is more than the team's own, so let me move. Samuel Najri, my ambition is more than what we are seeing.
Yeah.
Fabregas, Van Persie, we've been there before. You understand?
But
So
my bre.
yeah, but 80 tables have 10. 80,
Eh,
no players in the
when
sound
the
of
amount and Adani pizza.
one who say players, when they realize that omo bro so now say when they want to move, they don't consider you the club.
You see, Derek. You
Kweku,
see, the thing is that football is way past sentiment. You
exactly.
understand?
That is the whole thing.
Yeah, he has been with us through thick and thin. Yo, you
get
need
it.
to win. Do you understand it? Nobody cares if Martinelli stays or not.
The
What
most important thing is you
supporters
have
should
to
be
win.
expecting from Arsenal is that Arsenal needs to win now. Do you
So
understand it? Opa Martinelli nko win the league, win the Champions League. Obi akora money din say oh, and Ateta and Arsenal Martinelli ko na nobody cares, Derek. Do you understand it? So I don't know, like I said, that it is what it is. With regards to the footballers too, they do same to the clubs. At times they'll be like, "Oh, Charlie, right now his level is past the club. He needs to move to a bigger team." Then they go. So if the club also has moved past the level of the player has to move on. It is what it is. The game is brutal, but it is fair.
that is the whole thing. It has though, but then he has to move on. And just in Bournemouth one, Manchester City 0. Meaning say befa dia James Tavernier na Ashe first goal na AFC Bournemouth. Manchester City. We just discussed Manchester City. So quickly, let us look at the fixtures or the games that are going on today. Brighton 3, Aston Villa 0. 4-0 now. Sorry, 4-0 in 30 minutes. Brighton are leading Aston Villa by 4-0. Bosky.
Did you see the first goal?
No.
Oh, you should have seen the first goal.
I think it was an
What the keeper
own goal
did,
from
Derek.
Victor Lindelof. Wow. Bosky, can you hear me? Oh, I think Bosky is off. Wegu,
Derek.
Unai Emery, I feel better because looking at the lineup, Bezot imposed Matikash at right back, Victor Nelson Lindelof and Paul Torres centre backs, Ian Maxson left back, John Gomez from Wolverhampton Wanderers, together with Boubacar Kamara playing as a double pivot, Captain John McJane, Ross Barkley, Hermes, and Emi Buendia playing as the false nine. They are down.
Bosky. I'm
Bosky is
sorry.
let me Bosky 4-0, 32 minutes at the Ames.
Look at that attack. Look
I'm
at that attack.
surprised.
Yeah, definitely. If Aston Villa is losing by 4-0 against any team, it's quite surprising because last season we saw them Europa League champions, top four finish and all that. So definitely it's quite a surprise. And Brighton can get it done, especially in the first game of the season. If you are not up to it, they are going to dismantle your team, and Aston Villa is suffering from that. I think they still have a couple of deals to do. Their team is not quite set, and if you are that kind of team going into the American Express Stadium, you are going to suffer. And Brighton is not going to let you go off like that. They are going to really punish you. And 4-0 is too much. I think if I'm not surprised, Newcastle did the same against Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Is it 2 or 3 years ago? First game of the season, they scored them like 5 or 6, but they came back and they did well during the season. But they need to set their priorities right. They need to get their deals done. The players that are going to be let go, they should do that quickly those that are coming in, they should do that quickly, because if you don't take care, by the time that you settle, most of the teams are way ahead of you. Last season, they didn't start well with a couple of draws, but if you are losing now, and the next couple of games, if you lose again, they have Arsenal. Is it next week or next 2 weeks? You you don't have to be losing these matches, especially away from home against Brighton and these teams, because you have a tough schedule. They need to set their priorities right immediately, else they are going to suffer brutally in the next couple of days.
Aston Villa, I don't know. I don't know how, because their squad is, when you look at their lineup and even the attacking for Derek Buendia
Well,
as a nine. Derek,
uh-huh. When they are, but they played that young guy in the Super Cup. I don't know why.
yeah, he had a knock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he'll be out for, I think, for some few weeks. That's I think he's good. He with time, I'm pretty sure he's going to light up the Premier League, and then we are going to
Oh
see
yeah,
him.
yeah. Brian Maju.
Yeah, I
The new
saw him
Lukaku.
against PSG, and the way he was even bullying the defenders at what,
Yeah,
at
just
17,
17 years.
18 years. Nah, this is he's a lab specimen, Derek. Hey, I watched him in the Super Cup. I was like, this is seven. How is he 17 years?
17. Lukaku 2.0.
Nah, this is something else. 17 years with that physique and strength, and he was bullying the whole defense of the
Mhm.
Paris Saint-Germain guys. William Pacho, every single one of them. I just hope
I
he
think
can be
he
fit.
uses his body well as well. He knows how
Yeah,
to use his body. He make good use of the body. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm still in the English Premier League. Manchester City are down, and as I was saying, Enzo Maresca decided to line up in a very funny. I wouldn't call it funny, but interesting setup. I don't know. I don't know.
But funny.
Gigi Donnarumma imposed Rico Lewis, Josko Vardiol, left back and right back. Ruben Diaz and Abdulkadir Kushanov, the centre back options. In midfield, he decided to go for Elliot Anderson and Magehi. Foden Semenyo occupying the wings. Nico O'Reilly playing more as a number 10 with Erling Haaland. So if you look at the setup, they have six natural defenders. Lewis, Kushanov, Diaz, Vardiol, Guehi, O'Reilly.
is
I
it
don't know.
Derek?
I don't know why he decided to play Gehi in midfield.
Derek,
O'Reilly,
The number 6.
yeah, Gehi
yeah,
is
Yeah,
he's
number
a defensive.
and
right
O'Reilly
back.
as number 10. You have Mateo Kovacic on bench. You have Matthias Nunes, who was once a midfielder, to be converted to a right back by Guardiola also on the bench. There is Nico Gonzalez also on the bench. Ryan Cherky is on the bench. What is
Derek,
going on with Enzo Maresca?
Derek,
Well, who?
I watched the Guardiola's documentary,
Mm-hmm.
Guardiola and City's documentary, and
Yeah.
you see, Derek, those guys at the helm of affairs at City, they don't play, Derek.
Oh yeah, they are very serious.
Huh? They don't play, Derek. And you see, they are overly competitive.
Hmm.
And one thing about when you watch the documentary, you could tell that they are there to win.
Oh yeah.
No time for let's wait for, no. They want to win season in, season out. I remember Guardiola in the documentary, there was a Champions League game that he shuffled the whole 11 and lost. Was it against to Leverkusen?
Yeah, the Leverkusen game. He said he changed about 6 or 7 players. He
And
left them
you
home.
could see how angry
He
the
was,
the
yeah.
the executives or the people in charge of the City team, to the extent that their CEO, is
Mm-hmm.
it Caldron or Caldron guy, he was so angry that he didn't even want to speak to Guardiola for days. These are the guys running City there, and After watching the documentary, I think I'm starting to feel sorry in advance for Maris Derek.
A lot of things go on behind the scenes in football. And these documentaries, have given us the privilege to know about certain things. When you
Very
watch
true.
that Arsenal All or Nothing documentary 2 years ago, and now if you watch this Guardiola, that obsession, something, something, I think that's the title, something, something
Yeah,
obsession. Yeah, it gives you, a little bit peek into the dressing room. You saw how he was communicating to Kyle Walker,
yeah.
and
After that loss against Liverpool.
yeah, and how he also talked to his players after Kyle Walker decided to leave, saying you are a captain, you are leaving mid-season, among other things. And these coaches will go through this, and when they come to the press conference, they shield their players. It's not easy to do that. You leave those
Yeah, I think
emotions
he
behind.
said it. He said it in one of the videos that right now he has to go to the media and defend them and then blah
Yes,
blah blah.
you leave the emotions behind. Then you come and shield your play. It's not easy. Uh, Felix, we were just talking about City and Enzo Maresca. They are down against Bournemouth at the Etihad Stadium, and the way they've lined up is the interesting part of the whole thing. How they started to line up today, playing about six defenders. I don't know the tactical something behind it. Six defenders, sorry. Yerika can use my risk but Osha Ebefa.
Say, Derek, I was telling you this earlier. He would suffer. He would suffer. It's not just
Very true.
because
Very true.
he's an untried coach. I think he's only coached Leicester City.
Mm-hmm.
He brought them
And
to the
Chelsea.
Premier, and then he coached Chelsea.
So don't
Didn't
forget
work.
Club World Cup.
People would say that, oh, if he had the Club World Cup, which team did they play against? They played against only one good team, and that was PSG, and they won.
Mm-hmm.
That was surprising, though. He did well. I think tactically, he did very well against PSG in the final. But I would say that one thing that I saw in his team, straight from preseason when he took over at Chelsea, was that when he builds his team, he builds it from the front. He doesn't build it from the back. I've seen most coaches come in, start building the defense, like they build a defensive line, a very good line, then they go to their midfield, they go to their attack. So normally when coaches come, in the first few games, they might struggle to score, but you might not be able to score that many goals against them. He doesn't act like that. He's more about attack. So I think he's trying to mitigate the issue. Is the reason he's playing six defenders today.
Hmm.
That's the reason he's playing six defenders today, to make sure that the opponent doesn't score. And that has limited the attacking play. Because if you are watching the match, you would see that attacking wise, they are not doing enough. They are not doing enough. That's the thing. And that's not the what we've known, the mark of Manchester City. And I told you, straight from Arsenal, I knew that they would suffer this season because I've never seen Arteta meet Pep Guardiola and decide that I'm pressing him. Let's press him from the front. And then I would play him totally. It doesn't happen normally like that. So for Arteta to actually do that, it showed me that other coaches might follow suit. They might not show him the same respect that they showed Pep Guardiola. And that will be his bane this season. And then he's also sold too many players. Now they need a goal. Probably, if you are going to make a change, you bring on Mamouche. If you have
Yeah.
Savinho, you bring on Savinho. You bring on Doku. Now Savinho is gone. You want to sell Mamouche. You want to sell Mamouche. That's the problem. Who will you bring on now? Doku. For who? If for some reason Ellen Haaland gets injured, who do you replace him with? You are buying Ayub Buadi for 100 million. He would suffer. I just hope that they allow him to build. He would suffer
That
this
that
season.
that is the next thing that I wanted to ask. Do you think City will give him that luxury of a time?
The same thing Arsenal are doing right now, City would do. If Manchester City 4 5 years, no, 10 years back before Pep Guardiola would have allowed him to build. But for this Manchester City, the ambition, things just turned very worst for Aston Villa.
5.
They are 4 goals down. They are about to get a red card. This season will be very long for some teams.
Hmm.
This season will be
Is it
very long for some teams.
Felix?
Yeah.
Is it with City? It's one. You've lost like arguably one of the best managers in world football. Like, do you
Yeah.
understand it? Like,
The
and
best number
you've
6 in
lost
world football
you've
right
lost
now.
you've lost the
Yeah,
best
Rodri.
defensive midfielder in the world. You've lost Bernardo Silva. Those two guys. You cannot mention City without Bernardo Silva and Rodri, Derek.
Mm-hmm.
As Bernardo Silva, hi, he was that guy. Like, what? Press the team, he will bail you out. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Now he's gone. Rodri is gone. People, you hear people saying, "Oh, but with Savinho wasn't playing and all that." But then you had him on bench where he can come and influence games. Do you understand it? You have Savinho now. Reinders came just one
Yeah,
season. He's
Tijani.
gone.
Season 1,
Like,
episode 1.
it looks like they are just how many players have they sold so far? How many players have left the
The
team
show
now?
got cancelled.
Season 1, episode 1. Tijani.
Right. How many
They,
players?
they
How many
thought
players?
about 5 first team players. It was from defense,
That's
as I said earlier. John Stones, has left for Inter Milan. He made for Bernardo Silva, then Rodri.
Rodri.
2 captains. Yeah,
Two captains,
who has left for is it Fenerbahce? Yeah, and in attack, Savino has left. Omar
Savinho
Mamouche is
5.
on the verge of leaving,
Mamu is
and
6. 6
they've not
players.
done any proper replacements. I think the only signing that they've done is Elliot Anderson.
They are about to have 200 million in their midfield.
Oh, and not forgetting they are still after Enzo Fernandez.
Look.
Yeah, for Enzo Fernandez, I doubt they'll get him this summer.
Enzo would be a good addition.
Yeah, so they are going to sign, if they sign Enzo Fernandez, meaning they've signed 100 million Kwame inside.
Enzo Fernandez will not come for anything less than 150, Derek.
That's what I'm talking
Chelsea
about.
go
In excess of 100 million.
You see, Derek, that's the problem. Me, I've been saying this all as well. The biggest problem with this transfer window is that Chelsea might bait Manchester City into paying in excess of 150 million.
They will, because looking at how things are going. If they are to lose today's game against Bournemouth, it will be more like panic buying. But let's see if they are going to give them that luxury of a time, especially Enzo Maresca.
I don't know why City are selling so many players. I don't know why. I don't know what is going on.
Listen, when those allegations came, and then they were caught wanting and other things, they don't want to breach any rules or anything. That's why I believe they are trying to sell as much as they can to balance books and do other things.
Felix, I think you see, one of the teams that sells so well about Chelsea, I think in the Premier League, the next team is Man City. Derek,
yeah,
they sell so well.
They are laundering money. Chelsea is one team. Chelsea.
How can Tottenham buy Savino for 85 million pounds? It
doesn't
really make sense.
They are about to buy Mamouche for the same amount.
It doesn't really make sense for 85 for Savino, whose goals contribution is not even up to 5.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals last season. 2 goals. I don't know. Well, the deals, their deals, especially when it comes to player sales, it's always shady. That is Man City for you. But about that, let's say all things being equal, when it comes to selling, I think they are good at it, and they are not replacing the players that have left. That is a shocking part. Mamouche is on the verge. Savinho is gone already. And they like you don't even there is no attacker being linked to them actually. Like who on the market right now?
That's why when you were talking about
defenders,
I wanted to ask you this question. Right now, who is the defender out there that a team can actually say they are going to buy? Ah,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there is something going on in Manchester
and
City that.
Manchester City might also be facing a red card. That's Charlie. The league will be beautiful though.
Yeah, McGay.
No, not Gay. Guardiola might
Oh
have
yeah, yeah, yeah,
elbowed.
yeah, yeah. That elbow, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The,
I
the
don't know
league.
what is going on. What is going on at City, but this is so uncharacteristic of them. Like they are just selling and selling without buying. What you bought just two
Who would
midfielders
you
for what
buy?
200 million?
Go today. Who would you buy? That's the problem. Who would you buy?
If there is nobody to be bought, then why are you selling them? That is also another question.
And then you are back. There is this player. I don't know if it's for his looks. I think he plays for Frankfurt, isn't it? Frankfurt or Freiburg. They have a number 8, a German. He's very good, but I think he has a problem with his. I think his nose is a bit. Yeah,
Oh, Angelo
he's a
Stella.
very good player, but no one wants him.
That the defensive midfielder, that number lefty, the left guy.
Derek, am I audible? Because I can't
Yeah,
hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
audible.
We can hear you.
Angelo Stella. That
Yeah, Estella. He plays
Oh,
for. Is
okay.
this? Yeah.
he's
All
for
right.
Stuttgart. He plays for
Mhm.
Stuttgart.
Okay. So, guys, away from the Premier League, let us move straight to Spanish La Liga. Yesterday, Jose Mourinho made his official game. His official comeback in the La Liga, and it ended 2-1 for Real Madrid against Espanyol. Real Madrid against Espanyol ended 2-1. It was an interesting game. And
Yeah.
people started talking about Ian Diamonde and Chinisius Junior. Yeah, because he got a new chain. Chinisius Junior is a new player now. I don't know. Bosky, let me start from you. Were you surprised or were you impressed? Madrid
Madrid played
against Espanyol. People are still talking about or questioning the appointment of Jose Mourinho in big 2026.
Madrid played well yesterday. I watched the game for a while. I think because it's at the start of the season, they are not really up to speed. But overall, I think their performance was okay. It wasn't top notch. They didn't create enough, but you can see glimpses of what they are going to be all about going into the end of the season. Espanyol wasn't that bad either. They made Madrid struggle a bit. I think they still need to sort out their defensive midfield position. Chouameni was out yesterday and they struggled a bit. Valverde, quality player. Bernardo Silva, quality, but they still need that shield in the midfield. And they missed Chouameni. And also, Madrid, they are prone to concede a lot of goals. Um, so yesterday they conceded one. They always have that in depth to concede a goal. So they always need that defensive shield, that cover in midfield, and they made Chouameni on that side, and also Kamavinga wasn't available to start the game. Bernardo Silva, he always does what he does, moving around, holding the ball. Um, Mbappe, Mbappe was okay. Dumfries, solid player. Could they have prevented that goal? I think Espanyol worked that goal out pretty well, and Madrid was caught off guard, and eventually the ball was in the Courtois couldn't have done anything about it. Um, and it was 1-1 until the last minute. SP came on, Carlos SP came on and rescued them and got all the maximum 3 points. I think they'll get better as the season progresses, and eventually we are going to see Vinicius and Mbappe scoring goals week in, week out. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to see Vinicius and Mbappe scoring week in, week out. We're good today.
Third.
Yeah, I think Kunate, started. Ibrahim Kunate, champion defender.
Trent also came on.
Yeah, Trent also came on.
Mhm. I think in the course of the week, I read his one of his interviews where he was talking about how
Yeah,
Liverpool
how Liverpool
fans,
fans have been treating him. Yeah.
yeah, have been treating him, and then him saying he understands and blah blah blah. And Derek, I won't be shocked. I'm not sure Trent is going to last more than 2 seasons in the Spanish La Liga, Derek. I'm pretty sure he may be a Bayern or another team. I'm not sure he's going to last more than 2 seasons there, because it's obvious that he's now a squad rotational player. Do you understand it? A player who wanted to go to Madrid to win the Ballon d'Or. It's not, so obviously I'm pretty sure at some point he would have to be.
When did Trent tell you he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or, that's why he moved to Madrid?
Oh, no, I'm saying that is one of his dreams.
For day in, day out.
Do you understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Like he wants to win the Ballon d'Or.
Trent,
Yeah.
we're good today.
Oh, I'm being real with you. Even at Liverpool. Oh, he wants to. He wants to win the Ballon d'Or, Derek.
Hmm.
It's rather unfortunate because this he's one of the finest play. Like I still got love for him. Do you understand it? He's still a very good player, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Do you understand it?
Hmm.
All the best to him. And then with Madrid too. Yesterday, I watched the game this dawn against Espanyol, and people after the game, I saw people criticizing Diomande and all that. This is a new league, and this is 140 million price tag on him. Derek, this Charlie, yeah, country's budget, no. So that's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the people should ease a little bit. They should ease a little bit on him, and then that is just the start of the season. It wasn't as if Madrid were even flying. Giddy, giddy, yeah. Do you understand it? And I still think Mourinho is still trying things, because when you look at the lineup, he was playing Valverde, and then Valverde and
Bernardo.
Bernardo Silva as
Yeah,
as
in
the
the shop.
double
Yeah.
the double pivot. Do you understand it?
Mm.
So I'm pretty sure in the course of the season, now that the season has started, he's going to try new things, especially with regards to the midfield. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So at a point in time, Mourinho will get to a point where he's going to get perhaps two or three established midfield pairing that is going to work for him. But
Okay.
I still think first game of the season, the 2-1, a late goal from um, newly a new signing, Carlos SP. It wasn't that, an exquisite performance from them. But I still think, like I said, it's just the beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure with as the season goes by, the players and then the manager, the Vinicius will get into form. Mbappe on the other hand, Jude on the other hand, like, they will pick up the pieces, and then we are going to see the world class players as they are. But my Barca to play later this evening. Um, I don't know. They are still without a striker though, Eric.
Yeah.
They are still without a striker, and I don't know who they will go for though. Lewandowski is gone. Ferran Torres is gone. I don't know whether they are going to force Antonio Gordon to do that, then Rafinha on that wing. I don't know. I don't know. But I still think they need a striker before the window closes. Barcelona need
They
a
need
striker.
a striker. So who is your bet on now that the Alvarez file looks all but closed? Who is your bet on? There
You
are a
see,
lot of
I I I,
strikers
I
available at Manchester
really
City. I made
I
mention of
really
Gabriel
want
Jesus. Samba ball. Samba ball.
Hey,
It is available.
my
And it's not
my
going to
just
no
my
if
my force
if
won't force Gabriel says on Obi. I
the
don't.
the ball of a ball, a pass of a ball. Gabriel
Arsenal
Jesus.
the Omo.
The ball come Barca of a ball.
Arsenal the Omo.
Ose samba no in your nome prano. In Cachano, in your nome prano. Okoshia if you wanna right in or Luis Dang for the net ome prano. But in Spain he can play. If they are going to offer 124,
Derek. Charlie. For what when it comes to Gabriel Jesus, I don't know. I think Charlie. How old is he actually? What 28, 29? Charlie, oh no, Brazilian. You should go to the Saudi. You should go to the Saudi, and then Charlie, within 2, 3 to 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years, Charlie, he's going to cash out, and then his life will be sorted out even after retirement. Do you understand it?
There, there,
Charlie. Saudi scanner banner here there now. Like Omuri Oscar now. Have they forgotten about Oscar? Charlie,
Oscar
go and
Rab-
make the money. Eh?
most of the players that came to China and even Saudi, they have a lot of Brazilians there. But
Ah,
these are still Brazilians. They don't like money.
ayo, I don't know their
No,
background
no. You
though.
see, Kwaku today. You see now, Barca. They said Lautaro Martinez is their backup option. Inter are saying they are not selling their captain this summer. The striker baby no. You bet me you bet back. Felix, I don't know whether you followed Mourinho's first game yesterday. Your overall assessment and impression, and their new
Yeah,
signing.
I watched the match, but I have one question though. Is there really a difference between Noni Madueke and Yan Diamande?
Diamonde. Someone asked me the same thing. The difference between Diamonde and Noni Madueke. But I
Is
think
there
one is
really
50 million,
difference?
the other is 120 million. That's the difference.
It was so. Yesterday I was looking at the match and I'm like, "Hey, Madrid, Mama, what did you do?" Like, I don't know, maybe the weight of the jersey was weighing him down or something, but he didn't. He looked out of place yesterday. Yesterday I think the player who impressed me the most was Adagule.
Adagule.
Yeah, yesterday Adagule was very good. He played a very good game. Yeah, the game was difficult. I think Wakutu rightly said it was difficult. It wasn't one of those games that you think Madrid will have it easy. It was against Espanyol. And there was this, it was feisty. At some point in time, you could see that there was this fight. It was just feisty. People were just fighting for everything on the pitch. And it helped. It helped. The game was a nice game. And the time they actually won it is also a good pick me up moment, right? If you win a game in the last minute of the match, it tells that it sometimes boosts your confidence, as Sir Alex Ferguson said some time ago. That if he's losing the match, if he needs a goal, it's better he wins than he loses. If he goes in there, risk everything, and he wins, he knows the team is going to build on that win and then in the future win and other matches. So yesterday, I think the time they won the match would give the team confidence that they can go on and then actually win things this season. And hopefully things work out for Jose Mourinho, and then yeah, I think the goal was more like a gift. The
Carlos
Carlos
Tevez.
Ashby goal, who was it was a gift. I would score that, and I've not played football in years. I would score that. It was a gift. It
But
was a gift.
it was still a winning goal, though. It was
Yeah,
still a
yeah,
winning
yeah, it
goal.
was. He calmed himself down to slot it in. Although it was more like, yeah, but he did well. And I'm saying the time the goal went in and everything else is a good motivator for any other team. And I know Real Madrid will build on that. I'm hoping to see what Barcelona's response might be today. But I don't understand their league. A league that only started last week. Some teams have played two, other teams are playing one. Whilst other teams had started the league, some teams were playing preseason friendlies.
Some have even played zero. Atletico Madrid are playing their second game today. Madrid have played one. Barca are yet to play their opening game. I don't know how they did this.
No, I don't understand. That's why when yesterday, all of a sudden, it felt as if football was back
Love the Premier
because
League.
the EPL was back. I don't see the EPL doing those things where there are outstanding matches in the first 2 weeks of the season. I don't see. I didn't understand why they did that last week. When some played, some were not playing. I didn't understand that. But let's see. Let's see what happens in the league. I believe
Let-
this year Atletico Madrid might also be very good because I watched their first match. It was good.
Omo kwese Roberto Martinelli, Diego Simeone. Who's on workaholic for them? Oh, Cobra
Is it
better.
no? Any of us say we got to grow here players.
Say is here Yakoto Morocco keeper back waba. Yako
Uh,
international. Yakofa keeper free Morocco ba. And they are saying Dan Lad is still 23 years. He has joined us again.
hey,
I've seen that
Derek,
lad
yeah,
is still 23
Derek,
years.
yeah. There are some of these things that these players in Ghana, they should stop doing. That's why he went to Morocco. He played one season and he's back. No, you
I
are
think
old.
that lad was in Ethiopia also.
Yeah, he went to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
When you mean, my young so when you mean, and Yama Mona Nanomaya Ambomono, you are still doing the same thing this time around. What is Socrates to two? Now than loud, did you know it?
Dan lad says so.
Woman who 28 to Grandpa Sanke, 23 than lad.
Mm.
He should continue. It's good for him. I think it's a good thing for him. He should continue.
That lad Ibrahim is back, and we've also signed another goalkeeper. Okay, so before we wrap up the show, I think we forgot to do this one. The Liverpool Newcastle game. I think it's the biggest today. Liverpool Newcastle game. What to expect? Newcastle, they've been struggling in this transfer window. We know they've lost their captain, Bruno Guimaraes. They've also lost Sandro Tonali, and Luis Saul is staying at the moment. He's on the verge of extending his contract with Newcastle. Joan Wissa is still there. Watamara is still there. John Linton is still there. Felix, let me start from you. Do you think they still have what it takes to compete in the league after the departure of Eddie Howe?
Yeah. I believe that their biggest hurdle this season would be the coach.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the players who have left. Players leave every time. I think Tonali was a big part of their success. Guimaraes too was a big part of their success, right? So them leaving would affect the team, but Eddie Howe's departure, I believe, bigger magnitude than what do you call it? Than the players. They are going to struggle this season. I just hope that for the sake of the league, the intensity that we've known in the league, I just hope that they are able to compete. We had just a top 4. It extended to a top 5, top 6, and then with them Aston Villa joining, we are now having about a top 8 in the Premier League. That
Yeah.
helps with the intensity of the league. So with Newcastle struggling, having sold Anthony Gordon, having sold a couple of their players, and then mind you, Derek, you see
Yeah,
this
Felix.
Elliot Anderson that we are all talking about. They were all in
Mhm.
Newcastle. They sold them. The team went on.
Yeah. Before he
Yeah,
was moved to Nottingham
yeah,
Forest, he was in
Nottingham
Newcastle.
Forest. They sold those players. Their team still went on, but I believe their biggest problem this season will be the departure of the coach. I'm just hoping that their new coach does what Eddie Howe was doing, or even does better. The Premier League needs that, and they still have a couple of good players in there. Last time I saw their new number 10, Oshola. Yeah, Oshola.
Also like the other kind on idea of the year last season, Jamon kind of say.
That I was when he scored that goal. My first question was, why was he on the bench? Because it was a good goal. It was a good
Yeah.
goal, and I believe they can compete. Let's hope. Let's see what they do with Liverpool. Liverpool is a very good side. Forget about their own departures too, but yeah, I think the only departure at Liverpool is Mohamed Salah, right?
Yeah, Mo Salah. Mo Salah.
Okay, they've bought a couple of players, and then their defenders. I think the back line is where the Liverpool runs a
They've
little bit
brought in
thin for
Ronald
me.
Araujo, a good SP Barca captain. Oh.
Yeah. So
What
now
I
they
thought
have
Barca captain about.
Arojo.
Hey,
Arojo rushes into tackles a little bit too much.
good
That's
to
the
the
problem. Yeah. I say Obo Wintini bought too much.
yeah, in England, and the only strikers in the bench race was Ronald Araujo.
No, I
Yeah.
think Jeremy
But
Jacquet.
look, you see, Derek, low key me checking on me Canada.
Oh no, he's a good defender.
Penalties there. Penalties there. We had Dokumu.
You see, I'm just hoping that this loan deal works out. Nanyambwa next summer we just sign him on a pep. Like I like the
Oh,
guy.
you sign him.
Me
You
Canada.
sign
The
him. You
Premier League
sign
is
him.
tailor made for him.
No, you think so until Almost the 29 who can create. No, my
I'm very
papa,
aware of the
it's all.
mistakes. Yes, he's going to cost you
Red,
a
oh,
penalty
red
here
card.
and there.
He will get red cards, yellow cards, unnecessary penalties. It will come. But I hope he's old enough to adapt his game. He's old enough to learn. He's been around Barcelona for some time. So I think being in the same environment does not ooze learning, right? It does not develop you. But once you move, and I'm hoping that at Liverpool he can actually develop. The problem is that between him and Jeremy Jacquet, who is going to play? And I
Yeah,
believe that Jacquet will play.
Arojo will play. He's experienced. Arojo is not a bad player. I think no, quite good today. I think the whole issue was with his confidence after those
Yeah, he had
injuries and he
confidence
losing his
issues. Very true.
position. Yeah, it was so he needed that change of environment. And
I'm just hoping that that change in environment is really going to help him. And he also had, I don't know, some mental health issues where he was
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah,
seeing
yeah.
an Israeli therapist here and
Yeah.
there, like a whole lot, a whole lot. I think
That's all maybe
for
I
the
see
past
most
two
of
seasons,
yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. He has
Is
gone
it
through a
true?
lot.
Yeah, so maybe I see yes, no maybe proud.
Okwaje was by Liverpool. Then most of your problems will go away this season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ronald
Oh, but I hope
Araujo,
Liverpool can
Charlie.
also compete. And I know the Liverpool Newcastle match is always blockbuster. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
to get to watch that. It Liverpool Newcastle every time. It lives up to the billing every time. So I'm just hoping today is just as other seasons and the match will be enjoyable for us neutrals. We are just hoping that I'm sitting there right now. Aston Villa losing, Manchester City losing. I hope they lose so that at least the distance between Manchester United and those people it shortens for a while. Yeah. Oh, yesterday was unforgivable. Oh. It was funny, but oh, I was watching yesterday. It was bad. It was bad, but hopefully, it's early times yet or early days yet. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Bosky, Liverpool,
Hey,
Newcastle.
Derek. This guy is warming up for Manchester City.
Jack
Um,
Grealish.
Jack Grealish is
Yeah,
warming up
that
for Manchester City.
and then
2026, Jack Grealish is warming up for Manchester City.
Jack
Nah,
Grealish.
mm,
Yeah, see. Yeah, I'm a farmer now. Yeah, Bosky.
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, a quick one. Liverpool, Newcastle before we bring the show to an end. What will the next week we're going to take our time and do more of the local segments. We are waiting for the Ghana Premier League to commence, and when the Ghana Premier League commences, we're going to take our time discuss our league. And there have also been some rumors of some people trying to compete. Ken and by now I saw watch 1 million Ghana see some clubs. No, I'm a more born about so then. You ever come one cemetery, Bosky?
Yeah. Newcastle, Liverpool. It has always been close, very cagey.
Yeah.
But some way, somehow, Liverpool seems to always get that win. But this doesn't happen. Newcastle, they've lost a couple of their key players. Anthony Gordon, who is now in Barcelona. Bruno is out. Tonali is out. But you still have Wellington available. You still have Joe Willock available. Murphy is still around. Their defense, the same old defense. So definitely they should compete. They should be able to compete with Liverpool. Liverpool is not that dangerous now. Even with those omissions, I think Newcastle can get at least a point from this game. So I'm looking at a 1-1 draw between Liverpool and Newcastle. We are going to see how Liverpool fare with their ups and downs last season, and they also losing Mo Salah coming into the season. How are they going to fare? Are they going to cope with a new defense? I don't know if he's still going to play the lad from Bournemouth, or he's still going to play Simikas, who is now back in the team, who is going to pair Van Dijk. So we are going to see how Liverpool set up and how they are going to play in a new season under a new coach, under a new manager. The same with Newcastle. They also lost Eddie Howe. So it's going to be really interesting going into this game. So I'm predicting a 1-0 draw.
Sorry, Kwaku today, can you hear me? Can you wrap it up for us? What's Kids predicting a 1-0 draw
All
in
right.
the game today? So
All right,
what should
Derek.
we
So
expect in that game? Yeah.
we I think this is a dawn for a new era for the manager and also
Mm-hmm.
especially for the clubs. Looking at how bad our season was last season, and then hopefully today we can have a reconnection between the team and the fans. Last season it wasn't there. At the point you could see that the fans were actually booing the team and then our performance, even at our own backyard Anfield. But then as a Liverpool fan, the transfer window hasn't been good. It's not what we expect or we wanted it to be. Do you understand it? But nonetheless, today the real football begins, and then the total judgment is going to begin on the pitch. Do you understand? I'm very disappointed in how Liverpool has attacked the transfer market. The squad looks thin. The squad looks thin, especially looking at how the season is going to be coming. Like, you'll be playing games 3 4 days and all that, and looking at the squad we have right now, it's still thin. We've been on Bradley Bakola for how long? All of a sudden there is a mixing with Yakuba Minte here and there. I actually don't know what is going on with Liverpool right now. I don't know. But then at 11:30, all those transfer news, whatever players that have been linked to us ceases and nobody cares. What we care about is the 11 players on the pitch in the Liverpool jersey, challenging, winning every duel, every second ball, scoring goals, and then winning the game. That is exactly what we expect from them. Do you understand it? And then on the other side, it's going to be also an emotional start to the game, looking at a legend being lost, a legend for both clubs, which is Kevin Keegan for Newcastle and then Liverpool. So it's going to be an emotional start with a minute silent, to mark a respect for his services to both clubs. Now, other than that, it's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, St James, a fully packed Sunday afternoon at St James is not going to be easy. Liverpool and Newcastle is always a blockbuster. It's always the basketball type with goals here and there, full of intensity. Do you understand it? Here and there, it's going to be fun, especially for neutrals. But for as a Liverpool fan, I'm hoping and then hopefully we get the 3 points um, on the opening day of the season, like we've been doing for the past 14 opening games. We've been doing it season in season out. Worst is draw. Hopefully we can continue and then get a win today. And then hopefully we have how many? We have some few days to the end of the transfer window. Hopefully we can bring in few players because as it stands now, the squad it's nowhere near competitive level. Like, right now Arsenal is the benchmark. If there is a team to beat in a league, it's the champions. They understand it. And if you look at the kind of business Arsenal is doing, and you look at Liverpool, we are nowhere near competing with them. Let's be real. Do you
Okay.
understand it? And then, mind you, we've lost the best player. We've lost one of the best players the league has ever produced, Mo Salah. And you can't replace Mo Salah. So at least bring in somebody who can. Nobody's saying you should come and replace Mo, but then at least even if it's a half or quarter job, at least there'll be somebody to. But then up to now, there is nobody. I don't know. I don't know. But in the course of the week, Derek, I don't know if you remember we're talking about this whole Liverpool transfer saga and how we've attacked the window
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how disappointed I am in Richard Hughes and then Mike
My
Lidway.
kiddos.
I remember when we heard rumors of a second coming, I was so excited, Derek. I
And we were
was
so scared. I was like, hey, my kiddo is coming again. Richie is coming
yeah,
again. The
like I was
combination with
so
the club,
excited.
like,
And Derek, like I'm highly disappointed in that. I'm not gonna lie. A new manager, and instead of you to By now, like the new players should have been in preseason starts. They work on preseason with the coach and all that. Here we are. We still don't like. Come on. Fair match day, first game of the season, and we are still not done with transfers. We are still being linked with players here, players there. It has taken us how long over a Bakola deal? All of a sudden, there was the Senegalese international Mbaye too. All of a sudden, he's also too expensive.
Now it's
In the
Yakuba
past two,
Minte.
3 days, there is Yakuba Minte. I just don't know what is going on with Liverpool Football Club. I don't know. It's just too much. It's just too much. This is exactly what they did last season. Do you understand it? Like
Yeah.
we won the league 2 seasons ago. Instead of you to have a better recruitment and then attack the go for the league again. Look at what happened to us.
Oh,
You
but
saw
Kweku, just to come in for your recruitment last season, it was on point. It just didn't win because
see
Trent
Derek.
left and he was replaced by I think
Are there
David Cameron.
my show baby. See,
Uh-huh.
see. See, last season
Uh-huh.
people are quick to always look at the figures and the amount we spent. Look at the squad for
No,
last season, Derek.
I
The
wasn't even
normal Liverpool.
I wasn't even talking about the amount of money. I was just talking about the
What
replacement that you made.
I heard. Now look at the replacement. Look at the
Uh-huh.
replacement that came in. We lost 3 attackers. These are 3 players integral, like and then we start watching away ball. That is how we were playing. Now we lost 3. We replaced them with Isaac. Before the sign of Isaac, now Isaac a couple 2-3 months no more ball. Or
I
by
was
one
about
May preseason.
me about season again. Or Obia Mobo.
Who they tie? Preseason kura bi. Who they tie?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Preseason kura bi. Or by we brought in Ekitike. Now,
Yes.
who was deputizing for Kodigapo? Rio Ngumoha. Season
Yeah.
AG League. Unim nipa no ne Kodigapo bo position.
Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz. Kodigapo enya competition papa bi on ball for ball last season. Me who be that? All of a sudden, there were injuries here and there. Salah was out of form. It was more like the whole team, Nina Ankasa. And we lost one of the spines in the team, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, how we were supposed to attack the market in such a way that you sign players to make up for the quality of Trent. What do? You get in a proper defensive midfielder, somebody like Adam Wharton, somebody who can create from deep. Do you understand it? Derek, do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You sign a proper right back, not a wing back in Jeremy Frimpong. So if you take away the sign of Ekitike and then and Alexander Isak and maybe Kirkes, any other player that came, Derek, was not up to the Liverpool level or standard, and that is the reason why last season we fell short so bad.
Okay. That's why
It affected the whole team and even our star players. This season, the same thing is happening again. They just don't learn. I want them out of the team, Derek. We want them out of our team. These people, they are not helping.
Richard Hughes.
Oh, please, you go away. You cannot, like, this is a new coach. Back the coach properly. Let's get him the players. He starts preseason with them. We go into the first league game of the season with a full squad. Derek, starting league game. Up to now, Bakula and advanced. I advanced. We are 1 week in it. We don't even know what is even advanced anymore. And then Liverpool fans, we are tired. They are not helping us. They are just not helping. They are one of the reasons why Liverpool is retrogressing. We one step forward, one step back. Like, this is bad.
Okay. It keeps getting worse for Manchester City. It looks like their summer signing, £180 million Elliot Anderson is coming off injured and is being about replaced by Mateo Kovacic. They are still down by 1-0 at the Etihad Sports Stadium. We just hope it's not a serious injury, but Elliot Anderson is down injured and it's about being substituted for Matteo Kovacic. So talking about Liverpool, their lineup against Newcastle is in. So Newcastle against Liverpool. Newcastle are setting up in a 4-4-2 formation. Honisek in post, Dedech, Malik Tiao, captain for the side today. It's been Botman and Lewis all complete the back four. In midfield, there is Anthony Elanga, Lewis Miley, there is Harvey Barnes, Ursula, and Juan Wissa are leading the attack for Newcastle today. Elsewhere in Liverpool, Alexander Isak marks his return, or he makes his return to the St. James's Park, leading the Liverpool attack. And Alisson Becker is in post. Jeremy Frimpong, Jeremy Jacquet were discussing whether he was going to partner Virgil van Dijk or is going to be Ronald Araujo. But it seems Andoni Iraola has settled for Jeremy Jacquet to partner Virgil van Dijk at the St. James Park today. Kekes at left back, Ryan Gavenbeck and Dominic Szoboszlai at the double pivot. Ro Ingomoha, Florent Veit, and Cody Gakpo are playing right behind Alexander Isak. On bench for Newcastle, there is Fabian Shah, there is Leo Shahar, Alaji Bamba, Bazuma Torre, Joe Willock, Jacob Ramsey, Jacob Murphy, and Nick Watamada. On the bench for Liverpool today, Mamadashvili, Kostas Chimikas, Ronald Araujo, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Trey Ignoni, James McConnell, Victor Munoz, and Luis Quamas. What a bench. Solid bench for Liverpool. Yeah, solid bench. I think they have every position covered on the bench, especially in defense. There is Chimikas, Ronald Araujo. In midfield, Wataru Endo, World Cup winner McAllister is on the bench for Liverpool. So it should tell you the squad depth that they have for you to have a World Cup winner in McAllister, who starts for the international team, to be on the bench for your team. And there's another World Cup winner, Victor Munoz, who's also on the bench. So it should tell you the squad that Liverpool have.
I just give up. It's okay. I have nothing to say.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. This is Sports Arena. This is where we bring the show to an end. You join us again, same time again next week. But until then, a very special thank you to the NUGS-CHINA executive and to my panelists, Bosky, Phyllis, and Kweku today. We meet again, same time next week. Bye-bye.
Bosky, go and watch the best team today. Liverpool. And then go who are a roller ball. Why?
Comment is that a recipe for Gobe? What a bench.
One thing that was